The delegation chamber aboard the Ganymede Diplomatic Station was a masterpiece of deliberate neutrality. Its architecture combined minimalist Terran design with open circular seating patterns borrowed from Virellian psychological preference modeling. Transparent panels surrounded the space, offering a direct view of Jupiter's roiling clouds, massive, timeless, and silent. Vice-Chancellor Aven Marlow stood with hands clasped at the center dais. To his left, Intelligence Liaison Thessa Jorr scanned real-time telemetry from orbit. To his right, a shimmering holoform of Emma Chen flickered gently in the regulated air. Behind them, a panel of silent observers watched from elevated rows. Representatives from Titan Dynamics, the GUP Science Council, and President Elaine Connors herself. She said nothing. All had gathered to witness the first formal diplomatic exchange between humanity and the Virellians. The Virellians arrived in silence, their ships drifting into position like sculpted shadows. Crescent-shaped and sleek, their vessels gleamed with refractive alloy. No seams, no thrust signature, only elegance and intent. Their docking sequence was flawless, a ballet of precision and restraint. When the delegation entered the chamber, their appearance caused an immediate ripple of silent awe. They were human, but more. Taller, smoother in movement. Their eyes carried faint glows of engineered iris lattices, their skin subtly augmented for light absorption and environmental modulation. These were not aliens. They were descendants, an alternate human trajectory perfected by time, design, and caution. At the front stood their lead envoy.
Ambassador Auraleth Nivan,
Marlow said, stepping forward.
On behalf of the Galactic Union of Planets, we welcome you.
Auraleth inclined his head slightly.
Vice-Chancellor, acknowledged.
The envoys took their seats without speaking further. The room fell into a careful quiet, the kind that precedes either understanding or collapse. Marlow cleared his throat.
This meeting was requested to establish a framework for future cooperation. We believe there is wisdom to be shared, mutual interest.
Auraleth responded after a pause.
Interest, yes, but perhaps not mutual understanding.
Emma leaned forward in her seat, her expression calm but focused.
The vaults have become active. Thalassa was only the beginning. We believe you understand what's awakening.
The ambassador did not blink.
What you call awakening, we call trespass.
Thessa shifted slightly but said nothing. Auraleth continued.
These vaults are not repositories for the curious. They are scars in the firmament, carved by a civilization that stretched too far, spoke too loudly, and was heard.
Marlow's brows rose slightly.
Heard by whom?
The Virellian folded his hands.
By the silence between waves. By what comes when a species believes itself the voice of the stars.
We have seen fragments of what came before, the first architects. Their collapse wasn't natural.
No, it was response. Cause, then effect. And the cause was not external. It was expansion.
The second Virellian envoy, a woman with skin like cooled obsidian and silver fractal tattoos around her eyes, finally spoke.
You build systems atop broken code. You activate warnings, and you treat their structure as inheritance.
Emma's jaw tightened.
We treat them as legacy, and we do so cautiously.
Caution is not enough. The monoliths respond to entropy patterns, motion, data heat, scale. If you continue to dig, to link, to broadcast, you will summon attention. Not because you are important, but because you are loud.
Are you suggesting humanity stop advancing?
We suggest you stop shouting into the dark.
The words hung in the air. Emma exchanged a glance with Thessa, then addressed the Virellians directly.
What do you propose instead?
Auraleth turned toward her. For the first time, his voice softened.
A stewardship council. A joint alliance to monitor vault activity. Exchange only what is necessary. Share what stabilizes. Suppress what escalates.
And who leads this council?
Auraleth did not hesitate.
Those who remember the last collapse. Not those racing toward the next.
The tension in the room shifted subtly. Emma could sense it. A line was being drawn, not across nations or systems, but across philosophy. She held her voice steady.
We have people who remember loss too. We survived extinction. We rebuilt. We reached out.
And now you reach too far.
Auraleth stood slowly. The motion was graceful, controlled, but it reverberated like a declaration.
The vaults are not gifts. They are thresholds. Every activation is a signal. Every vault connected adds to the cascade. The spiral is not a pattern. It is a countdown.
The spiral. We've seen that symbol. Recurring. Everywhere. What is it?
Auraleth looked to her.
A memory and a warning. The destroyers did not come to conquer. They came to correct. They are all powerful and multidimensional. Your ancestors were galactic and were pushed to near extinction. You do not understand what you are awakening.
Silence followed. Auraleth took one last glance around the chamber.
You must decide if you will continue to seek power, or if you will choose to endure.
Emma stood.
Ambassador, one question. If we refuse your terms, what happens next?
Auraleth did not turn.
Then we will mourn you, as we mourned the others.
Virellian envoys stood and walked back to their ship. A few moments later, they were gone. For a moment, no one in the chamber spoke. Jupiter turned slowly beyond the windows. Marlow exhaled.
So, that's what diplomacy looks like when the other side thinks we're already extinct.
Emma's projection dimmed as she disconnected. Behind them, President Connors and her cabinet remained seated. Silent, unmoved, but the unease hung heavier than gravity.